Welcome to the SIAC Sit Down, hosted by Sly and Jamie. This is your home for everything SIAC, from exclusive interviews with the conference's biggest coaches to in-depth game recaps, can't miss game previews, breaking storylines, bold opinions, and everything happening across the SIAC. We've got it covered. If it's SIAC football, SIAC athletics, or SIAC pride, you are in the right place. This isn't just another sports show. It's the best sports talk show in the world, baby. So buckle up, turn it up, and get ready for the hottest conversation in college sports. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the SIAC Sit Down with Sly and Jamie.
Welcome to the SIAC Sit Down here on D2 Wednesdays.
Man, listen.
On HBCU Gameday. Jamie? Well, first of all, hi. I am Sly Williams, Sly the Sports Guy, joined by the one and only Jamie Walker.
Why you acting all nervous, man?
Because we're in a new place.
Okay.
We got some new digs,
you
man.
You know what I'm saying?
We are at the Black College Sports Network studios.
Listen. And it is a fine facility as we are continuing to do this thing, man.
Hey, man, another year. We are here. We are ready to talk some SIAC football, man. Hey, big time year. Off a big time year from last year.
For sure.
Now the SIAC wants to continue that momentum and go ahead and bring it into the year 2026, man. Hey, a lot to look forward to.
Very much so, man. When you're talking about just how the likes of Albany State got as far as they did. You're talking about 3 teams in the SIAC that got in the playoffs. You're talking about teams that won games in the playoffs. Man, you got to be excited about what's coming, but a whole lot left as well. We're going to talk about that. It's going to come around to it.
We're going to figure it out, man. Well, hey, I guess the best way to do it, Jamie, is just to jump straight into it, man. We're going to sit down. We're going to break down, I guess for this episode, we're going to break down all 13 schedules.
We are.
All 13 schedules. We're going to talk about each team's schedule and outlooks. We're going to give our preseason picks because the coaches poll got it wrong. So we going to get it right.
You said the coaches got it wrong.
Yeah, the preseason conference poll got it wrong.
You said they probably had somebody else do it. They had an SIAC
they had
that covering, 15, 16 sports.
Yeah, that's right.
Had time. I'll just go chalk. That's what you said they did.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're bringing in-depth research to this poll.
Yeah.
We done stayed up late nights figuring this thing out. Talk to all the coaches. Except one, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Through no fault of anybody's own. I don't.
Stuff happens. Stuff happens.
Stuff.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
All right.
So we're going to break down each team's schedule, and then we'll give our preseason picks. Then we'll preview week 0. We'll give you a preview of week 0. And that's about it, Jamie. That's a full show.
It is a full show.
It's a lot to talk about.
It
man.
is. It is.
Well, Jamie, I don't know why we're playing with it. Let's jump straight into
it,
man.
Like, I don't know the group. But
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas. There we go. There we go.
We would play it for you, but we got some copyright issues. So
we can't get strikes and whatnot.
Yeah.
We need to grow our show. Let's go and say that now. Look, follow us. You look at your screen. We don't have to go into that, but follow the SIAC Sit Down on all major mediums as well, man.
All major mediums.
Go. Make sure you go get that done and subscribe. Please do so.
And also hit the Cash App.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, we got some support out there.
We do. Hey, we want to give a shout out to all the people. Before we get into football, we want to give a shout out to all the people who have donated money. This thing costs money. It costs money to run. It costs money to do. We love the conference. We do, but gas going up.
It is. And
we got to pay.
The conference is making sure that the gas is
exactly.
Never mind. I'm not
exactly. So we ain't talk about that. But yeah, so you can hit that Cash App, SIAC Sit Down. Hit us on Cash App, SIAC Sit Down. So we can keep good things going. And also when you do deliver something for a Cash App, leave your team, who you care about.
Yeah.
Leave who you care about in the Cash App.
A lot of people care about Morehouse.
A lot of people
care about Benedict.
A lot of people care about Benedict. A lot of people care about Morehouse. We got Morehouse. We got somebody hit the button a couple of times
You know
on
what
us,
I'm saying?
boy. We appreciate
and
that.
you know, the BCSN studio costs, man.
It costs.
Listen,
it costs, man.
It does. So we got to do that, man.
But we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So let's jump straight into this thing. We're going to start off. We're going to go in somewhat close to alphabetical order. We'll start off with Allen University. Allen University, the Yellow Jackets, their schedule. They start off week 0. They're going to play Livingstone, then Florida Memorial. The NAIA school comes to Allen. Lane, they'll go to Lane, go Albany State. Then they'll have an open week. Then Savannah State. Then Benedict, the Battle of Taylor Street. Battle of Taylor Street. That
one of your favorites.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites right there.
For those of y'all that didn't know before, Sly's a native of Columbia, South Carolina.
I am a native of Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah. Love it. Then it's Allen at Clark, Atlanta. Tuskegee at Allen. Morehouse at Allen. Allen at Edward Waters for the Battle of the AME. The battle for the Bishop's Love. Whoever get this get half of the tithes.
And then they woke up.
The church ain't giving up the money. The church ain't giving up the money. But if we look at this Allen schedule, Allen lost a lot now. They lost the SIAC Player of the Year, Fabian Duncan.
They did.
They lost their starting quarterback,
They did.
Jameer Dismukes. He went to Florida. Not Florida. Fayetteville. I'm sorry.
Yes. I'm a native of there. Fayetteville State. Fayetteville. And you know they don't pronounce it Fayetteville. All the syllables and things. Fayetteville. Yes.
Fayetteville State. And Duncan went to Johnson C. Smith. So, Jamie, what do you think about this schedule from Allen?
I think it is I know when we had discussions in the beginning, we were, boastful and thinking about Allen winning this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about that a little later as far as our order and picks right now. But losing that kind of personnel, man, is not a thing where you can just easily replace. Lost a defensive coordinator as well.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about this team going forward, it is still very formidable, especially the way that head coach Pearl has his team. Mm-hmm. They run the football. They do things that consist of fundamental football. Mm-hmm. And when you can replace those parts the way they do schematically, if you can get those pieces to do the simple things, you can still be a very effective football team. So I'm not going to, have them, fall completely down. But those are some main parts. You're talking about Fabian Duncan. You're talking about Jameer Dismukes, who did great things for your squad. You got a member of your defense that went on to a Power 4 school. Mm-hmm. You got a lot going on.
They had 3 defensive linemen. 3 out of the 4 defensive linemen go D1.
Yeah. High
D1. So I look at Allen's schedule, and I'm looking at that schedule, and I look at the first 5 games, all very winnable games. Mm-hmm. Allen could go into that October 10th matchup against Benedict undefeated. Yeah. That battle for Taylor Street could be 2 5-0 teams going at it. So I think Allen has a great chance of starting off the year really hot. Shout out to HBCU Central. Yes. You'll notice all our graphics, we use their picture on HBCU Central for all our graphics.
A whole lot of shows been using your graphics. Shout out to Dr. Cavill and the group as well. I saw it pop up on their show. Listen, your graphics are great.
Y'all did a great job.
Graphics are great. Got to give y'all shouts.
Great job. So, but I'm looking at Allen's schedule. The first part seems pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Second part toughens up a little bit. They'll have a big game against Tuskegee, Morehouse. They might not be Morehouse. I don't know. We'll talk about what Morehouse might be.
We don't have the mug.
Oh, we don't have a Morehouse mug. I don't have my mug. I got to get my mug.
You got to get one.
I got to get my mug. And then they end the year with the battle for the Bishop's Love. Mm-hmm. So, hey, the end of the season is a whole lot tougher than the beginning of the season for Allen.
This is what we were talking about a couple of years ago, changing the format of the conference. All these games towards the end is a sprint. Mm-hmm. It is a sprint to the finish, and you gotta love it.
Gotta love it. So that's Allen. That's Allen's schedule. So we'll move on to the next one. Is Albany State or Albany?
Albany. Somebody said on the chat during one of our shows, it's Albany. It's no choice. It said it's not got nothing to do with perspective. It's Albany.
It's Albany.
Okay. All right. Albany. Well, Albany State. Albany State.
Well, Jamie, Albany State, third round of the playoffs last year, undefeated in the conference. Albany State came in and whipped up on everybody, man. Whipped up on everybody. Played Benedict 3 times.
They did.
Whipped them bad in the regular season. Championship game, beat them pretty handily. Second round of the playoffs, really tight game. But they still won.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, hey, man,
at the end of the scoreboard,
scoreboard. We go by the scoreboard. Hey,
we go by the scoreboard.
We go by the scoreboard. So Albany State, they end up making it to the third round and should have beat Newberry. Should have beat Newberry. Had that momentum changing blocked field goal. You know, oh man, I know that gives all them kids bad dreams on that one. Thinking about that.
I was on the call for that game. Me and Marvin James, shout out. It was like, you know, pulling out teeth with pliers, man. Just after that block point, it was just a slow death from there. But you know, the Golden Rams gave them all they could handle.
They gave them everything they could handle. Well, now head coach left.
Yeah,
we got a new sheriff in town.
Went to the Hills live.
Yeah,
6
Hills up 7, 6 Hills, highest Hills, something like that. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows, man.
You know. They went to his alma mater and look, but you know, he and Coach Gray have always had a cool relationship, man. I wish nothing but the best for them. He'll do well there. He will do well at FAMU.
There you go. But he's down there playing in the SWAC. So, speaking of other conferences, Albany State went and got somebody from the Cupcake in the collegiate.
There you go. And people wanted to fight you, man.
They was mad over that.
They was mad in the junkyard dog, homie.
Okay, well, CIAA. They went to the basketball conference and got them a football coach. Now, Coach David Bowser coming in, had to replace a lot of stuff.
He did.
Had to replace a lot. He has a tough schedule, man. He started off at FAM and then go to John C. Smith. Go to Ohio.
Yeah. To
play Johnson C. Smith. So,
that game is always interesting. Because for the last few years, the SIAC has been pillaged in that game. So they hadn't been, although they represent as the champion, the team the next year is really not the championship team. Miles being that example last year.
Benedict was the only one, I think.
Yeah, actually that resembled anything like a champion the next year. So, yeah.
So it should be interesting. Well, let's hope it stays interesting. I hope it's not one way they turn the TV off. I hope it's not one way you turn the TV off. Then they go to Savannah State, 2 first-year head coaches will play each other. Then they go to Allen, and then Kentucky State comes in town. Kentucky State comes to them. That'll be their first home game. They play the first 4 on the road.
Yeah, Road Warriors until then.
And you don't want to see Kentucky State as your first home game.
No, you don't. As we expect that team to be really good. We're going to show you how good we think in a few.
Yep, and then they have an open week. They have a bye week, October 3rd. Then October 10th, they have another bye. And then on October 17th, they play Tuskegee. Oh, but that's not a bye. They play Lane. They play Lane on the 10th. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. That's not a bye. They play Lane. Then they go to Tuskegee. Then Benedict comes to Albany, and then Clark Atlanta comes to Albany, and then they'll end.
No, they go to Clark.
Oh, they go to Clark.
They go to Clark Atlanta.
And then they end the year with Fort Valley. What's the name of that game?
The Fountain City Class.
Fountain City Class. I'm sorry, I forgot.
You know what's wild? I said it to you wrong the other we were talking.
Yes.
The other day, so yeah.
And they have on the schedule SIAC Championship November 4th. Unless they buying a ticket. That's the only way Albany State going to watch the SIAC Championship. They buying a ticket.
Wow.
So, they got plenty of money down there in Albany. They can afford it. They can afford to buy a ticket. No, I'm hurting our cash app, ain't it? You can still cash app.
Dr. Kelly going.
Yeah, she gonna get me.
She gonna
get me. Shout out to Terica. Terica left Albany State. She went to Claflin.
Yes, Miss P went to Claflin. Hey, wish her the best.
We give you a salute, even though you left us. We still give you a salute, Terica. We much success to you in the world's greatest state, South Carolina. All right, so that's Albany State, Albany State. Next up is Benedict Tigers. Now, very complex about Benedict, James.
Look, man, ain't the transfer portal still open in Benedict?
God, dog. But every time I turn around, there's more kids in that transfer portal.
Look, man, but like Coach Dickinson Jr. told us,
Yes.
got to emphasize.
Got to put the junior.
Got to put the junior on there. He said so. He said if it was not the way that they develop players in Benedict, people wouldn't come get them.
Yep.
And so they are very confident that the remaining players that are there and the players that they brought in will be developed.
Yes.
And they are very confident they can be in the upper echelon of the SIAC.
I think so. They brought in some good kids to replace it. Coach sounded really confident on our coach's corner.
Make sure you go back and check those out.
Go back and check out Ron Dickinson Jr. in our coach's corner when we talked to him, and he said, hey, this is the first time in the offseason that he's had his quarterback in camp. So we're not going to say his quarterback name. Did you say his name on the show?
I said his name, but I didn't get any flack from it.
Okay.
So we'll see. Hopefully it's still there.
Okay, good. Well, we're not going to say the starting quarterback's name. You're going to see it 3 days from now on Saturday.
Yes.
You'll see who the starting quarterback is. Well, who projected. Somebody might beat him in camp. Who knows?
Might be.
Who knows? But against John, they open up the year against Johnson C. Smith. That's a tough one to open the year against.
It's a sneaky good game. I think it's a sneaky good game.
Yes,
I said that in Whenever Man.
Hey, guess who's gonna be there?
Who? Oh,
I'm calling that one.
Woo!
I'm being Charlie W. Johnson Stadium
Okay.
calling that game.
The Carolina's Classic.
Carolina's Classic. They got to bring the best from Carolina's in the Carolina's Classic. There you go. So shout out to Caleb Abumba. He'll be calling color commentator for me in that game. So that's going to be a huge game.
Absolutely.
And I think Johnson C. Smith is going to bring their crowd. They're going to bring a few people down to Columbia. Short ride from Charlotte to Columbia. Hop on 77. They'll be there. And hopefully, Benedict fans. It's early in the season. Benedict fans, they going to show up.
Yeah.
They're going to show up. So we give them the call out. I need a full stadium. I need Charlie W. Johnson Stadium to be rocking. Mm-hmm. I needed to be rocking for that one. So they'll start off, then they'll have a bye week, then they'll play shorter. Originally, that game was supposed to be West Florida. It was supposed they signed West Florida to play that game. But West Florida moved up.
Yeah. And shout out to Coach Dickinson. I mean,
he
that's
ain't running from
was.
nobody.
No.
Coach Dickinson ain't running from nobody.
I mean, and he was at West Florida before he came to Benedict, so familiarity with that squad. But yeah, they took the step up, and we're about to see. But I mean, again, they had to get somebody, and shorter. Yeah, they'll travel to shorter and see what they can do.
See what happens. Then they play Fort Valley, which should be a very good game. And then they go to Tuskegee. They stay on the road a lot. Benedict's on the road. Then they go to Tuskegee. That'll be a great game at Tuskegee. That's a Thursday game.
Yeah,
Thursday game.
Keeping it that.
Under the lights at Tuskegee.
Is that a 4-letter game, or is that?
Oh, that's a 4-letter. That's on ESPN2.
Okay.
On ESPN2. So Tiffany and Jay will be on that one.
They will. They
got the big time. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Then October 3rd, Clark, Atlanta will come to Benedict. And then they'll play across the street at Allen, Battle of Taylor Street. They're Edward Waters at Benedict. That's a schedule right there. They have to play Allen, then they have to play Edward Waters. Woo. And here's the thing about playing Allen. Coach Pearl gonna run at you.
Yes.
You gonna have to get in the whirlpool after you play Allen. And now you're gonna have to go and play. Well, good thing Edward Waters come to you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Then they'll get to relax a little bit and go to Albany State. And then Savannah State will travel to Benedict. And then Central State will travel to Benedict. And then they have that SIAC championship. They might be there.
There's some possibilities that go on. Some people think so.
Who knows? All right. The next one we have is Clark, Atlanta Panthers with the rookie head coach, Coach Terry Sims. Rookie Coach Terry Sims, and Coach gonna learn him some lessons.
You know, there's no losses, the only lessons. That's what it is.
He gonna get a lot
Blessings
of
and lessons.
He gonna get some blessings and lessons. He start off the year going to Grambling.
He does.
I don't like that.
Listen, man, Kentucky State beat them last year. No, let me stop.
They did. Kentucky State beat them last year. Kentucky State beat Grambling last year. But scoreboard didn't say it. Scoreboard did not say it.
They did.
Well, they start off at Grambling, and then the Labor Day Classic.
And guess who's calling the Labor Day Classic?
Who's gonna be there?
Who's gonna be there? Just sit down, baby.
There it is. The SIAC sit down will be calling that game on the SIAC network. The Maroon Tiger Sports Network will be there. So hey, check us out.
We will.
It's free.
Yes.
Check us out. Make sure you watch us. Because I don't know how good the game will be, but we'll be entertaining. But that stadium's gonna be jam packed.
It will.
That stadium gonna be jam
I
packed.
need the weather to be. I need the weather to be great. Everything Labor Day weekend, so you don't have to Monday.
Man,
you recuperate.
The spirits are gonna be out in that park.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be spiritual.
It's gonna be some spirits, some spirits drunk. All right, now the very next week, Kentucky State comes to town. Then Miles will come to town. Then that's Florida Memorial right there, I think. I don't know who that is with that crown lion. We'll figure it. Somebody will tell us in the comments. And then Clark goes to Benedict. Then Clark goes to Fort Valley. Allen will come into town. Then they'll go to Edward Waters, and then they'll end the year with Albany State. That could be a toss-up.
Very much so.
That could be a toss-up. That might be the one they'll pull out. That might be the one game that they'll pull out.
Man, whoa, you throwing some haymakers.
Hey, man. I got to get these ratings up. I can't get the ratings up playing nice. Can't get the ratings up playing nice. All right, now this one is our biggest question mark. The biggest question mark, I'm going to throw a big question over the screen. Central State football schedule. Jamie, I'm not going to lie to you, Jamie. I'm not going to sit out here and try to fool the people. I don't know. I don't know.
I think they are going to sneak up on some people. Because I think they showed some flash last year. The victory at Fort Valley. A couple more opponents they were in games with. They got the quarterback from one of the opponents that beat them last year. They said, okay, we can't beat you. Come join us.
I'm telling you.
And so I think they'll be a little bit better. This is, Coach Carter, first year was just trying to feel out the system. Last year, trying to get a little better. This year, he wants some people. He said y'all sleeping on him. And he's recruited well. He's recruited that area. And when you're talking about the Michigan, Ohio, that greater metro area, Chicago even, stretching into that. I think they'll be a better football team. I like their swagger. They've always had, under the Coach Carter regime, he's more of a player's coach. But he's had experiences both at Florida State and then during his time coaching within the NFL coach and being a position coach even in college, in other schools. So I think he's finally fully implemented his plan, and we'll see what they can do. Do they have enough? Is the big question.
That's the question.
And it just depends on what they have overall. They have pieces. You saw some of what they had last year, but they couldn't solidify the quarterback position and could not move the ball to save their life on a consistent basis. So, yeah, I just don't know what they'll be.
To have that great of a defense what they had last year to be paired with that terrible of an offense.
Yeah.
It was a bad deal. So we should be interested. I hope the transfer quarterback, I hadn't seen anything because I just haven't seen anything about Central State. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. A lot of people sit up here and a lot of people try to say, okay, I know this, I know that. And we don't do that on this show.
No.
We tell you what we know, and we tell you what the coaches tell us that we can tell you.
Yes.
Because we know a whole lot more stuff.
This is also true.
Some of the stuff we just can't see.
Right.
We can't say it. But I don't know what Central State has. I know they lost the best linebacker this conference had for a long time. I know he graduated. So Central State, they'll start off with Kentucky State. They'll go to Grambling. Then they'll go to Morehouse. Then they'll go to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Then they'll go to Lane. My goodness.
They don't play their first home game until October.
Well, they start off Kentucky State.
Yeah, with Kentucky State, but they go 4 straight on the road.
4 straight on the road.
Road Warriors this year.
And these are long trips.
These
ain't around the corner.
Yes.
These ain't around the short.
Wilberforce is not in the South.
Not at all. Not at all. So they'll go to Fort Valley will come to them. Then Tuskegee will come to Central State. Then they'll go to Miles. Then Edward Waters will come to Central State. Then they'll end the year at Benedict. And that's another one. They have that SIAC championship game down there. So we know they're not. I don't know if they even can afford the ticket.
In the graphic.
We get that in the post edit.
We're going to keep it pushing. All right, who's next?
Yeah. Well, check this out. Since we said that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here on the SIAC Sit Down here on D2 Wednesdays.
We love that you love the SIAC Sit Down, and we love bringing it to you.
We do. We love bringing it to you. I love sitting up here bringing you great SIAC information, great sports talk, just giving you some good fun facts. I love doing it, Jamie.
Absolutely. So to continue giving you this hard-hitting coverage, we got to bring in some moolah. If we ain't got no money, we can't give you the coverage that you need. So, Sly, tell them how they can donate.
Make sure you reach us at our Cash App. That's $SIAC SITDOWN. That's $SIAC Sit Down. Hit us up in our Cash App. All right, man. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for supporting us for these past 2 years. We've been doing the SIAC Sit Down, but now we need you to go ahead and drop a little bit of money off to your people, man. We got to keep bringing you great SIAC content, and the only way we can do it is for you to hit our Cash App. Am I right, Jamie?
Absolutely. As we've always said, to bring you this hard-hitting coverage, we need you to support. So make sure you go to our Cash App at SIACSITDOWN to support your boys, because without the moolah, we can't give you this hard-hitting coverage.
There you go. And here's the thing, man. We don't need you to go ahead. Now, if you want to, you can break off the big bread if you want to. But, hey, we need something small, something simple to keep us going. Everybody, $5, $10. Skip a lunch for your boys. That's all we want. Just send us the money. SIAC SITDOWN. That's $SIAC Sit Down. We appreciate it.
All right. Man.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here on the SIAC Sit Down here on D2 Wednesdays on HBCU Game Day. We're breaking down these teams. Now we'll go to Edward Waters University, not college. No, Edward Waters University.
Or Dr. Faison will hit you up.
He will hit me up. He'll get a phone call. He ain't even going to the inbox. He going straight to the phone call. Shout out to Dr. Faison and everybody down there in Duval. All right, Edward Waters. Edward Waters, last year, Coach Jenkins took over a week before the season started, a week before camp, and they had a pretty impressive season, and they were in there for that third and fourth place game until the last week of the season.
Yeah.
They were there. They were right on the brink. Now, Edward Waters has retooled. They got some guys back. They got a running back who is pretty doggone decent. Mm-hmm. Pretty doggone decent. They say he's a 1,000-yard rusher.
Predicted SIAC offensive player?
Predicted offensive player of the year.
That's what they say.
Predicted offensive player of the year. Now, he rushed for 1,000, but did he rush for 1,000? Was he like 995 or something like that? Did he get 1,000?
5 yards here, 5 yards there. You know, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, pretty good back. Pretty good back. Thomas. That's Thomas. John Terrius Thomas. Pretty good back. Pretty good back. Now, questions with Edward Waters is who's going to be slinging that thing? Yeah. Who's going to be slinging it? They say they got a quarterback down there. They say they got somebody who can throw it.
He said, like Coach Jenkins told us on the coaching edition, he going to have 9 quarterbacks.
he going to have.
He said he going to collect it. He learned his lesson.
He learned his lesson at Bethune.
Yeah.
He learned his lesson. And so now on offense, they'll be pretty solid on offense. On defense, they got the defensive player of the year.
They do. Trayvon French.
They got the defensive player of the year. So now, I mean, Edward Waters look pretty strong on paper.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, they look pretty strong.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess what? In the coaches poll, they were voted number one.
They were voted number one. I think when you're talking about who they have coming back, that coaching staff, and just the continuity they come in with, I think they deserve to be in consideration for the number one spot. I understand why, coaches and those that voted feel that this team is very capable of actually winning the entire thing. I might agree with them.
Hey,
I might agree with them.
We're going to find out.
We will.
When we put out our preseason picks. That's a tease.
That is a tease.
That's a tease right there. But here we go. So now let's take a look at the schedule. They started off opening year with the Unity Classic against Florida Memorial.
Tough game.
Always
a tough game.
Tough game. I actually called those. I called a couple of those games on HBCU League Pass Plus back then. And they are playing in Jacksonville. They're playing at Edward Waters, but they flip-flop it back and forth from Betty T. Ferguson Stadium, or Betty T. Ferguson Park down there. It is a small city park down there. I love it.
Love it though.
I love calling games down there at Florida Memorial. But anyway, Edward Waters, they'll play Florida Memorial. Then next week they'll go to Jackson. They'll go to Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes, they will
play Jackson State. And then Miles, they'll go to Miles, and then Savannah State comes to town. Battle I-95 right there. Then they will go to Morehouse, and then Kentucky State on October 3rd.
I'll be there, sir.
You will be there.
I will be there.
And I think that may be the game of the year.
I believe so.
I think so. I think that game is going to tell us a lot of stuff.
Very much.
We're going to find out a whole lot that game. So Kentucky State, mark that on your calendar. Mark it on your calendar. October 3rd. Then they'll have an open week, and then they play Benedict right after the open week. I like that schedule. Somebody who wrote that schedule out, they did them a good job right there.
They did.
They gave them a week off because they played a pretty tough opening first 6 weeks. That first 6 weeks pretty tough. And then you give them an open week to go into Benedict. So now you get to rest up your people, and you got an extra week to study what Benedict has done so far in the season. I like that schedule. Then they'll play Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta will come to Edward Waters, and then they'll take another week off. And then on November 7th, no, they go to Central State. They go to Central State. Now, I joke and say they'll take another week off, but here's the thing. Edward Waters in Jacksonville, Florida, they have to catch a bus to Wilberforce, Ohio. That's 13 hours. I'm asking the producer over there, Roy. That's 15, 14 hours on a bus. At least 11. Because what, Jacksonville to Atlanta is 6 hours. It's another 6 hours to get to Kentucky. Talk on 2 more. That's 14 hours.
Yeah, my Bladen County math says so. Yeah.
That's a tough road trip.
It is.
That's a tough road trip when you got a bunch of 6'3", 6'4", 300-pounders.
12 hours, 15 minutes.
12 hours, 15. Our crack research staff.
Yes, listen.
And that's in a car, though. That's 12 hours, 15 minutes in a car. Bus got to take a break.
Yeah.
Bus driver got to take a break. Hey, there you go. The Central State game is always a trap game.
It is.
That's a trap game when you have to go to Central State. But anyway, they'll have the Battle of the AMEs on November 7th, the Battle for the Bishop's Love. What they say, they get half the taxes on that one? I mean, half the tithes?
Half the tithes.
Hey, you know what? Also, I forgot to say, October 24th is their homecoming against Clark Atlanta. They don't have a name for that game. I got a name for that game.
I'm scared to ask.
Say, what's the name for the game?
What's the name for the game, Sly?
The Battle of the Old Cats.
Only because of who's playing.
The Battle of the Old Cats.
Listen, and I should have sent that picture of them at at media day.
We got it. We'll throw it in
That
the
would
post
have
there.
been perfect.
Both coaches are former coaches at Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Coach Terry Sims and Coach Brian Jenkins, both former head coaches at Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. They're both old. I'm messing with you guys. But nah, that's not the Battle of the Old Cats. But if y'all do name it the Battle of the Old Cats, I want my money.
Give him his credit.
Hit my cash app. I want my money on that one, the Battle of the Old Cats. But anyway, that should be it. That should be a good one. That's a good name. Black College Sports Network and Game Time. The Game Time show will be at that homecoming doing a pregame show.
Love it.
Check it out. Check it out. Check out the Black College Sports Network and Game Time. They do a pregame show for every game, every Saturday for HBCUs, for SWAC, MEAC, CIAA, and the SIAC. So check out the Game Time show on the Black College Sports Network. All right, that's Edward Waters. So after Edward Waters, we go down right outside of Macon to Fort Valley.
The valley.
That's wrong valley. Wrong valley.
Yeah.
Fort Valley State University will be their 2026 schedule. Now, Fort Valley is an interesting team.
Very much so.
We talked a lot about Fort Valley last year. They had a bad season, but they showed a lot of promise. Their defense was lights out. Their offense was in the bed. So I don't know what's
just inconsistent, man. Mm-hmm. And when you got an offense that can move the ball from the 20s, or just being able to move the ball, kind of how you want it, quarterback heavy. But then when you lose a guy, and have to transition to another, it's tough when you lose your signal caller and you're starting off one way. Offensive coordinator Willie Satellite Totten up there. It did a yeoman's job based on his personnel and who you thought you were going to have, and then having to transition to another QB and running backs and all of those things. I remember calling the game against Miles. They had phenomenal game, but it was just one of those things where if you can't keep your same personnel, it is a thing where you're constantly have to evolve your game plan. And so we don't know what this team is going to be. They're kind of one of those misnomers too, in that you have a squad that's fully capable. They went and got big. They got some size, and I think they've also decided, okay, we need to let the puppies loose. We need to go ahead and let them go.
Milk.
No more milk is the theme.
No more milk.
No more milk is the theme with head coach Marlon Watson, good blue brother. They're ready. They're ready. They feel they're ready. The question is, are us naysayers ready for them to be ready? We made some picks. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, we find out quick, fast, in a hurry. They open up the season with Elizabeth City State University out there on the east coast of on the coast of North Carolina. They'll start off the year. Then Tuskegee. They'll play Tuskegee in Mobile. Interesting road trip for both teams going to Mobile. They'll have an open week, and then they get a big test against Benedict also. Benedict comes to Fort Valley. Then they play University of West Georgia. That was an old matchup. That used to be an old Gulf South SIAC matchup. Yeah. But West Georgia's moved on up. They're 1AA now, Division I now. Mm-hmm. So, that'll be interesting. They'll go to West Georgia. Then they'll go to Central State. They'll take a long trip up 75. Yeah. Luckily, they just get on 75 and keep driving.
That's it.
Keep driving. Then Clark Atlanta will come to Fort Valley. I'll be calling that game. I'll be calling that Fort Valley game. I'll also be calling the Benedict game too when Benedict comes down there.
Okay.
Then they'll go to Savannah State. Lane will come to town and play them. Then they'll go to Miles. Then Albany State in that Fountain City Classic. Mm-hmm. Now they have the SIAC championship down there. Okay, let's look at the Carolina crossover game. That might be in the schedule for them. That might be in the schedule.
Okay.
They might have a fighting chance at that one.
Okay.
Got a fighting chance for Fort Valley State. Now we'll move on to Kentucky State. And Felton Huggins.
Yes.
Hey, interesting.
Very interesting.
Last year, we were used to Kentucky State kind of being the doormat for a little while. But I will tell you, when I talked to Coach Huggins his first media day, and he said, we're going to be fast, we're going to be good, and we're going to be all that. Then I watched him play that year. I said, I don't know what you were talking about, Coach. I don't know what you were talking about, Coach. But he worked it.
He did.
He believed in his system.
He has. And
brought in his players.
He did.
And they had a year last year.
They really did, man.
They had a year.
This was the team that you did not want to play. I don't care who you were. If
Nope.
you thought you were number one or not. This squad was very good from top to bottom.
Yeah.
I think when you implement Coach Huggins' system, the surprising part of this team was the defense and their ability to stop people as well. Because you really symbolized their team with offense, and they were a high-powered attack. But at the same time, you had parts like Navy Curry. You had spots on defense where they were opportunistic and were able to get the ball back for their offense to continue to score. And then, you got the likes of Darius Cyprian, who I think felt slighted in that offensive player of the year talk with the SIAC. A couple of other people. We're gonna talk about another one when we get down to Morehouse. But yeah, I think you got it. You got Jaden Hale, two representatives at Media Day that were there. So they got a squad coming back, especially offensively. Navy Curry has gone on, but they have athletes all around. And so when you're talking about Kentucky State, they're one of those top, probably 4 teams in the conference who have the capability of winning it all.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because you talked about the defense. We talk about their head coach, Coach Huggins. He does offense, but defensive coordinator, Coach Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Chambers, a little bit about Coach Chambers. He was at Valdosta State when Valdosta State was winning their national championship. He was the defensive coordinator there. So that explains a little bit about his coaching powers over there, him being a great defensive coach. And that helps when you have that high-powered offense. Because, see, sometimes when you got that offense that's slinging the ball around, they might get a 3 and out. They just throw your defense out there in a bad situation. But if you have a good defense who can maintain, keep that car on the road, and when that offense started clicking, it don't matter.
Excellent point, man.
And I think that's what Coach Chambers did. So this should be real interesting. How do they respond to last year?
Yeah.
Was last year a fluke? Or is this something that we can expect out of Kentucky State? Well, they'll start off the year at Central State. Then they go to Southern. Very interesting. Game at Southern.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
You saw how they performed at Grambling last year. And Coach Huggins, with his Louisiana roots, I think will love to play this game. According to him, he's not bitter about the Grambling finish last year.
I am. I'm bitter about it. I'm mad about it.
So he's going back to play Southern this year, and honestly, based on what they're able to do as far as scoring the ball and Southern's, unknowns right now, they could be in that game. It could be one of those scary things for, those scary SIAC SWAC matchups. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what they go down there and do. But I know they're looking forward to it. They were able to get everyone hyped up enough to play that Grambling game last year. So we'll see what they do this year.
Well, Jamie, we've been on countless different shows for the SIAC, just preseason shows talking about the upcoming schedule. And every show I've been on, somebody asked me about this game. Somebody cover Keisha Kelly ears right now. Somebody find Keisha Kelly cover her ears. I said this, and I ain't backing down from it. Keep all the receipts. Double digits. Kentucky by 10 or more. I put the pressure on.
That happens.
I put the pressure on.
Ooh.
By 10 or more, I believe in them. I believe in the thoroughbreds.
Okay.
I believe in them. All right, next game, they'll go to Clark, Atlanta. Then an interesting matchup, Saginaw Valley. Yeah. Saginaw Valley comes to Kentucky State. Next up, they'll go to Albany State. Then that big matchup, October 3rd, game of the year. Kentucky State, they go to Edward Waters. And remember how I talked about Edward Waters going to Central State being a trap game? Kentucky State has to travel to Edward Waters.
Yeah.
That's a long drive.
It is.
That's a 12-hour drive.
Yep.
That's, because I know, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you're going southeast, man. You if I'm not mistaken, you're losing an hour. No, gaining an hour. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
Frankfurt
might be Central Time.
Okay.
I think Frankfurt Central
So
Time.
yeah, you're going up an hour. And I won't say by October it'll cool down a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be a little cool.
Yeah, a little better in Duval. So that may or may not be effective, but it is effective as far as the travel is concerned.
That's a tough one. All right. Now you have Miles. They'll go to Kentucky State. That's homecoming. Then get an off week, and then they'll play. I'm gonna stop saying that. They play Lane.
Yes.
Lane will play at Kentucky State, and then Savannah State will play at Kentucky State. That's another long drive. Then they are free on Halloween, and then they end the year at Morehouse. So hopefully they will concentrate on Morehouse and not Spelman, and they should win that game. But who knows? Who knows? And then they have that SIAC championship November 14th.
And they very well could be in it.
Very well, good possibility that they're in it. Next up on the list after Kentucky State is Lane. Lane will, I don't know, Coach. I like Coach Connors too. Coach Connors is a fun guy. When he had him on, Coach Connors dropped so many jewels.
He did.
I have actually stole a lot of sayings that Coach Connors said on our show.
Mm-hmm.
I've stolen them, and I go back and repeat them to my son. I wish he could have stolen some players, though.
I just don't know where they're gonna be, man. He talked about the players that he has left, and the transition from the previous coaching staff to now has been tough, man. Yeah. It just really has been tough. They've changed athletic directors. They trying to instill a new culture, and that transition is going to take time. When you had previous head coach Von Brown, they had a squad that he put in place his players, including his son. They had wide receivers. They had players. They had playmakers, and so they were in games at the top half of the conference. Since that transition, Lane has found it tough to really get the personnel they needed and to just win games in general. They were in some games last year, but just could not finish. And so we're unsure what this squad is going to be. And right now, that's kind of why they're placed within the SIAC as far as rankings. I would say it's deserved right now, but Lane could come out swinging. We never know what goes to happen. And it's one of those things that Coach Connor has a belief system in their culture. I'm going to tell you who repeated the same thing their first year, even though this is his second year. Coach Dickinson, Jr., when he came in, got hired late. It was one of those things where, the first year we're instilling culture. The difference is they had players. Yeah. There was a little bit left in the cupboard. So, not sure where Lane's going to be, but just checking out the schedule, it's tough, man.
They start off playing Bethel College, NAIA school, who had a little bit of success last year. Yeah. Then they go to Alabama State. And that's just a game you hope nobody get hurt.
Hope the check clears. Yes.
Then you go to, then Allen will come to Lane. Then Morehouse will come to Lane. And Central State will come to Lane. 3 more tough ones. Then they will go to Miles, go to Albany State, go to Kentucky State, go to Fort Valley, and then end the year at home, homecoming on Halloween.
Hey man, hey listen, I like it.
I like that. But one thing I do like about Halloween games, I hope people come to Halloween games in costumes. Though.
Yes.
I like them to have masks on.
Yes. Oh, well, I don't know if you wear your mask.
Well,
we're some different times.
I mean, if you're I mean, if you're a Lane fan, you probably wear a mask anyway. You know, then you lay like a paper bag over the head.
Shout out Jay Harvey, man. Listen, you the one Lane fan that I know that's diehard.
Jay Harvey is a diehard Lane.
He is.
Shout out to
them, but y'all don't have a tough year.
I don't think he's gonna be hitting up our cash out. Jay, my bad, Jay. My bad.
Sorry.
All right. And then they have an open week, and then they'll go to the SIAC championship game and play. Okay, I'm being funny.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. All right. Next up is Miles. Miles College, the Golden Bears. You talking about learning lessons. The Golden Bears had some learning lessons last year. First year head coach, Coach Gould. Woo! It wasn't very good for Coach Gould last year.
It wasn't.
But here's the thing. He had a very young squad. They were babies out there playing.
Did he say 60?
60
freshmen last year?
60 freshmen, first-year players. And he got the majority of his whole team back.
He got every piece of whatever out of that squad last year. And he said if those that did not follow the program, they had to go. He loves what he sees this year in those returning.
Yes, sir.
So it's one of those things, man. I'm going to just speak on it early. Miles will be one of those squads that's going to get somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to win the conference. I don't know if they're up there yet. But I kind of put them, Central State, and Fort Valley in the same kind of category in that unknown, but might be ready, and you better not sleep on them.
Well, here's my thing about Miles. When we break down their schedule, we look at their schedule. They start off against Alcorn.
Yes.
Start
Good
off
job,
against
sir.
Alcorn.
We were working on that before the show.
We worked on that.
We did.
Start off against Alcorn, and then they play Sam Shea and Alabama A&M.
Like going home again.
So you start off the year against two Division I programs.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand the money game. I understand, you know, you got to play certain money games, help financial department.
Hey, all the check clears.
Alabama A&M may be a money game, but it's also an in-state rivalry.
Yeah.
You know, it's a rivalry. These kids, these are all Alabama kids who've known each other all their whole life. A lot of people at Miles believe they should be at Alabama A&M, you know, or whatever. You know, I don't know the deal, but it's still a Division I game. And the problem I have is you're playing two back-to-back two Division I games before you step into your conference schedule.
Yeah.
You risk injury.
Yeah.
And then the first game is against Edward Waters.
It's tough, huh?
You know, that's a tough schedule.
It is tough.
That's a tough schedule. Good thing they can take the week off and play Clark. Oh, my bad. My bad. Well, they'll go to Clark, and then they'll go to Savannah State. Then Lane will come to Miles for homecoming. Lane, the forever homecoming queen. And then Miles will play at Kentucky State. They'll have an open week. And then they'll play, Central State will play at Miles. Fort Valley will play at Miles. And they will end the year Tuskegee they will end the year at Tuskegee. Always one of the great games.
Yes.
Always one. Now, here's something else. Now, I'm going to save it for when we do Tuskegee. I'll tell you when we do Tuskegee.
Okay.
But that's Miles' schedule. So, I want to do a lot for Miles. I want to say a lot about Miles, but those first two games, who knows who might get hurt.
And you risk that playing those opponents. You got to understand that the scholarship difference is there. It is a factor. But I understand budgets as well.
Mm-hmm.
I understand budgets. I also understand in-state rivalries when it comes to that.
Yeah.
You spoke on that when it came to Alabama A&M. Those two coaching staffs are familiar with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, why not do it, especially when you're talking about money on the line, things of that nature. Alabama A&M, for the purpose of whatever they have going on, is playing Miles. So, but you do run the risk of changing what your entire year will be based on what you do those two games. It can happen. We see it all the time. You lose a quarterback. You lose a running back.
Yeah.
You lose that lineman. You lose that pass rusher. That alters the course of what you do in your conference season. So that's what you got to look out for.
You got to look out for. So we'll find out. Now we'll move on to the Maroon Titans.
Whoa. Morehouse College.
The men of Morehouse.
College.
There you go.
You know all the things.
I don't know that song.
I heard it.
You heard
playing,
it?
man. I used to be the PA announcer
That is
Morehouse
right. That is right.
when the year they had to close BT Harvard.
Yeah, okay.
And they were playing in Lakewood. Mm-hmm.
But how would you know that song? They would only play it if they scored. How would you know the song? That was wrong. I apologize. I apologize, Morehouse Monroe Tigers. That was a low blow. That was a low blow. Morehouse should be an interesting Morehouse squad. Brand new coach.
Yes.
First year head coach. Well, first year head coach in the SIAC.
Yes.
Bringing in Coach Brad Sherrod. Now, I got a chance to check out one of Morehouse's practices.
Yeah.
Their skill positions, God, dog, they skilled. Those kids are skilled. I mean, I'm talking about the practice ran so crisp. Mm-hmm. The practice was disciplined. And Coach Sherrod, quiet, spoken guy. Yeah. You know, calm, reserved guy. He yelled at practice. It shocked me. I didn't know he yelled. He yelled at practice, but they got back in line. That Morehouse, they are disciplined. And I think I saw a level of discipline at that practice that I didn't quite see in the past 5-6 years at Morehouse. This may be a different Morehouse team. This may be a different Morehouse team. I have been notorious for saying, if Morehouse plays Spelman, I'm giving Morehouse 3. I'm going to take that back.
Okay.
I'm going to take that back. I'm going to walk it back.
Okay.
Give him Spelman 1.5. 1.5. Spelman, I give him 1.5. It'll be close. It'll be close. But no, seriously. Morehouse, in my opinion, not the coach's opinion, but my opinion, Morehouse has the best player in the league. Miles Scott, quarterback for Morehouse, is the best player in this league. He will set, I think A.D. Drew, the SID over there at Morehouse, said by game 3 or 4, he will have every offensive record at Morehouse College. Every offensive record, he should have it by game 3 or 4. The boy can throw the ball.
Miles Scott, since his freshman year, has been just that guy. And you always knew it. When he came in, I remember called me and Charles Ward. He came in and, you know, this I don't know, got freckles, but this pimply-faced kid coming in and slinging the ball all around from that DMV area and with confidence. And so to see, you know, you can't measure what he's been to Morehouse in wins and losses. You can't. But if you look at his stats, if you look at what that team has been, Miles Scott has been the catalyst for the success that they've had. You laughed at it a whole lot last year about the protection he gets, but he still makes it happen.
No, he's throwing for all these yards off his back foot. He's throwing for everything stepping backwards. Imagine if he can step into a few passes. If he can step into a few passes this year. Hey, the kid good. The kid is good.
Yes, he is.
He is good.
And so, you know, he and a few other people have felt slighted, him not getting any consideration for Offensive Player of the Year.
He should have been Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah, he should have been Offensive Player of the Year. I know, but I guess it's that Morehouse stigma, I guess, that kind of held him back.
Possibly so.
But he's definitely going to put up plenty of numbers. They'll start off the year. They'll play Arkansas Pine Bluff, and this will be a good game.
There's a possibility they may win that game.
Mm-hmm. Because they always play Howard very well. They do. But the difference between Division I and Division II is depth. Yeah. Is depth. Because what happens, they start off the game tough. Mm-hmm. But then when it's time to start to put in a few subs, you know, the Division I second squad is better than the Division II second squad. Yep. And that's what usually ends up happening in some of these games. But this Arkansas Pine Bluff game will be a good game. Yeah. Then they'll play Clark, Atlanta, Labor Day Classic. That game will probably have the best looking broadcasters ever to call that game.
I agree.
Be sure to watch that one on the SIAC network. Please do. Two really good looking guys will be in the booth. Yep. Then Central State will come to Morehouse. Then they'll play Lane. Then Edward Waters travels to Atlanta. They travel to Atlanta. Then the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. I think they'll play that in the Crampton Bowl again.
I think so.
They played it last year in the Crampton Bowl. Morehouse beat them last year in the Crampton Bowl.
They did.
All right. Then on homecoming, October 10th, Thomas Howard comes back to town.
Returns back to Atlanta.
That ought to be a good one. New head coach of Savannah State. Savannah State will be playing Morehouse. Then October 7th, they'll play Howard. Travel up to D.C., play Howard. And once again, they always play Howard tough.
Mm-hmm.
They always play Howard tough. So that'll be a good one. Then they have the open week, and then they'll play Allen. That will be a tough game against Allen. Breaking news on our show. Breaking news on our show. The November 7th game versus Kentucky State will actually be played in the Bahamas. It has been finalized.
What?
Everything has been finalized.
What?
I need to talk to somebody about calling that game. I'm trying to figure out.
Excuse me?
Hopefully, me and Jamie calling that game on November 7th. We don't know yet, but yeah, they will be playing in the Bahamas. Morehouse will be playing Kentucky State in the Bahamas, and they have. All right, shout out HBCU Central. Everybody else, November 14th, they had the SIAC championship. Morehouse, they have it open. I did not do that. I did not do that. Okay, that's HBCU Central. Talk to them. They provided the graphics.
And it's great graphics, but we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. But here's the truth. Morehouse, they have a chance to be in that Carolina crossover game.
Yeah, I think so.
They have a legit chance to be there.
If we keep talking about the Carolina crossover game, we talked about it on our show. But the 34th place squads will play the Carolina Conference's 3rd and 4th place teams. So they'll play that team. And Coach Pearl talked about this last year, it being really an opportunity to have more practices, to maybe catapult yourself into playoff contention. So we'll see about that. We won't go that far, but it is an opportunity to keep your squad together and get more practices and just end the season on a good note. So yeah, you gotta love it.
And that's what put Kentucky State in the playoffs.
Very much so.
That's what put Kentucky State in the playoffs. So Morehouse, Morehouse, 3rd or 4th place. Hey, look.
They'll build a statue.
They'll build a statue, Coach Sherrod. Coach Sherrod get a statue the next week.
Yeah.
The next week. All right, well, that's Morehouse. Now we'll move on to Savannah State. Savannah State rookie head coach. My guy, Thomas Howard. Thomas Howard will take over his first head coaching job.
Man, I'm so glad he got that job.
That's my guy.
He's been waiting patiently for his opportunity, and I'm glad he finally got a shot.
Yeah. I remember when Thomas first started coaching. Morehouse guy first started coaching at Allen University when Allen tried to restart their football program. You know, he coached there. And it was tough years.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was. Woo! Allen came a long way. Allen has came a long way to field the football team. But Coach Thomas Howard, he's trying to build this Savannah State football team. Now, Savannah State has been putrid on offense for the past 5-6 years. I don't know how long, but they've just been really, really bad on offense. Defense has been decent. They've been pretty good on defense.
Yeah.
But offense, I brought out my favorite saying, if you have 6 quarterbacks, that means you don't have one. And Savannah State was living proof of that.
Yeah.
They had 6 quarterbacks who couldn't hit the side of a barn. You know.
We're going to see if they have a signal caller this year.
We're going to see.
We're going to see.
We're going to keep our mouth shut.
We still got to. You know, I seen them down there practicing.
We still got to keep our mouth shut.
Okay, we'll keep our mouth shut.
We got 3 more days before we can say who to start.
I got a prediction, but I won't say it now.
If that guy starts, he gonna learn some hard lessons.
Oh, absolutely. No.
The first week he gonna learn some hard lessons.
No doubt.
But I think he'll get stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
I think that kid will get. Yeah, he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be. But according to Coach Howard, it's a quarterback battle.
Yes.
He says it's a battle. He says he has some talent now.
Mm-hmm.
He says he has some talent. He ain't gonna come to me and tell me he ain't got nothing now.
No.
But he says he has plenty of talent down there in Savannah. So it should be very interesting what Savannah State will do, but it'll be a first-year head coach.
Yeah.
So he's going to get some learning lessons.
Absolutely.
He's going to get some learning lessons. Take a look at their schedule. They're going to play South Carolina State, Chinnisberry, his alma mater.
Yeah.
They'll go to Oliver C. Dawson Stadium, play South Carolina State. Then they'll have an open week. I like that. I like having the open week after the Division I game.
Yeah.
I love that. Then Albany State will come to town. Then they'll have to battle I-95. They'll go down to Edward Waters. Then they'll play Miles. That should be a very good matchup, Savannah State Miles.
Yeah, but that's a tough schedule going forward, man. Like, he they do no favors.
No favors.
No favors at all.
No favors. They'll play at Allen. Then they'll go to Morehouse. Then they'll Fort Valley will come to them. Then they'll go to Kentucky State. Long trip.
Yeah.
Long trip. Then they'll go to Benedict. And then everybody's favorite team, Virginia University of Lynchburg. They'll play at Savannah State. Hey, you got to put them in there, right? You need that.
And listen, man.
Need to build your confidence.
What it say if you need a win?
But here's the thing about Virginia University of Lynchburg. They got a few players out there. He got a few of them out there.
Listen, Virginia, Lynchburg is. I'm not gonna give them the Florida Memorial.
Florida Memorial, wait.
But this is why Florida Memorial is tough. Never mind. I'm not
Don't
gonna
say it. Don't say it. If I'm telling you not to say it, don't say it. If I'm saying don't say it, don't say it.
Listen, Florida Memorial got some players.
They got some
players. And Lynchburg got some hopefuls as well.
They got some hopefuls, but they should do what they're supposed to do.
I agree.
Beat Lynchburg, but they ain't gonna go down easy. Lynchburg ain't gonna go down easy.
No,
they put it like that. They ain't gonna go down easy.
Agreed.
But they gonna go down. All right, the ultimate road warriors, Virginia University of Lynchburg, not at Lynchburg. All right, we're gonna end it up with Tuskegee University, the Golden Tigers. The Golden Tigers. They will start off Golden Tigers. It's been a tough year. Last 2 seasons have not been Tuskegee football that the Tuskegee faithful have wanted or have thought about now.
Coach James has talked about them being so injury prone.
Yeah,
and you can see the growing pains going on. You've seen the talent, but you've also seen it either leave or not be able to finish the season. And when you have those kinds of injuries, they derail everything you're looking for. Now, to his credit, and really the credit of the team this year, so many of them have played that they actually have the resident experience to be able to do some things this year. And I think it is a pressure-packed year for Coach Aaron James because, Tuskegee, the winningest program in HBCU history, wants to get back to those winning ways. Yes, and when you have those things, you have a fan base that is accustomed to winning, they want to see what you're able to do. Now, you have an AD in Reginald Ruffin that has the experience, not just in football, but just running an entire ship. And so when those expectations occur, and those expectations are there, regardless of whether you're an alum or not, hey, it's time to, as Shinnisberry would say, it's time to have the mailman deliver. The mailman deliver this win, or this winning ways. And so we'll see what they do this year. I think they have, a lot coming back on offense. You got a QB coming back. You got, a lot of talent.
One of the best playmakers in
yes, absolutely. Yes,
super playmaker.
And so you got to be able to protect and be able to deliver to them. And so everything is right there for them to win. But can they finish? Can they stay healthy enough to actually be successful?
We'll find out. Take a look at their schedule.
Find out early.
They start off with the Tuskegee Airmen. Is it Tuskegee Airmen Classic? I'm not sure.
No. Red Tails Classic.
Red Tails Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Red Tails Classic. They'll play West Alabama. That'll be a tough matchup. West Alabama's always pretty good. And then they'll go to Mobile and play Fort Valley. They'll play Fort Valley and Mobile Port City Classic. Then they go to Jackson State. For Jackson State to be a SWAC favorite, they playing 2 SWAC teams and an NAIA school. That's pretty. Come on.
There's a whole conversation I could have about that. and not necessarily in the negative. I guess we'll chop it up. I know this is an SIAC show, but at the same time, if your goal ultimately is to get in the Celebration Bowl,
do you need to play Powerhouse? Do you need to? Hey, make sense.
Just all depends on who the perspective. I don't think there's a right or wrong when it comes to it. And I think, and I was able to talk to TC Taylor at SWAC Media Day, and we chopped it up about it. And he said, given an opportunity for coaches in the SIAC to come to the Jack is also one of those things that you're exchanging as well. Now, the possibility of getting hurt again, you talked about, Coach James talked about that on our show, staying healthy. Do you go and take these matchups if that's what you're trying to do?
We talk about matchups. Now, the very next matchup is a short week. On a Thursday, they have to play Benedict. Benedict comes to Tuskegee. That's a tough turnaround.
It'll be beautiful looking on the TV, but that is,
that's tough. Then they'll play Morehouse. They'll get a rest, and then they'll play Morehouse, and then they'll go to Central State. Then they'll go to Albany State, go to Allen, go to Tulane, and finally they come back home to play Miles. I teased this Miles game. You know why I teased this Miles game?
Why did you tease Miles?
The last time Miles came to Tuskegee, me and Kamari called that game on ESPN. If you can go and find it, it's out there. The Miles homecoming court was on the sideline, and they pulled out their belts and was giving a little BTA on the sideline during that game because Miles was putting the BTA. Oh, and it's Tuskegee's homecoming.
Yes.
I think that game was Tuskegee. No, it wasn't Tuskegee homecoming. Yeah, that was Tuskegee's homecoming. That wasn't 2 years ago. And they put a whipping on them. It was no ball and parlay that day. Big Pokey was looking down sad.
Big Pokey gonna be in the Port City.
No, he won't. Big Pokey dead.
No, I mean, well, they got Big Pokey listed on there, but no,
I might be wrong. I don't want to kill a man off.
No,
I don't want to kill him off. I don't want to kill him off, but I thought Big Pokey was dead. Please, if you're still alive, Big Pokey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, brother, if you're still alive. I don't want to kill y'all. But that game, that Miles game, Tuskegee players, the ones who still here, they remember that.
Yeah.
Them Tuskegee fans remember that game.
Listen, it's one of those sneaky good rivalries, man,
that game for years, when it was conferences, when it was divisions,
decided
who went to the championship. Mm-hmm. That decided who went to the championship, Tuskegee versus Miles. So that's going to be a big one. Then SIAC championship on the 14th. And then the game I don't like. They play Alabama State, Turkey Day Classic.
I don't think you'll see it much longer.
I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
It is.
That's above my pay grade.
I don't think you'll see it much longer.
But I don't like it. Because I think Tuskegee, when they have that team that's ready to challenge for a national championship, they can't play in it. They can't play in it because of the Turkey Day Classic. Now, like I said, that's above my pay grade. I'm pretty sure they get paid enough money to say, screw your national championship. I'm pretty sure they take that money, because my ex-wife went to Alabama State. Mm-hmm. And hey, Thanksgiving, I had to go down to that game. I didn't want to go. Wow. But I went. I wanted to eat my turkey home. Nah, we going down there.
Wow.
So
I think just to elaborate on it, the alumni basis for both schools, within the echo chamber at least, talk about, we don't necessarily want this either, especially now that Alabama State has an actual legit homecoming. So it's kind of like what's the use at this point? But it's such a traditional game. What do you do? It'll be an interesting discussion going forward.
Hey, yeah, a little bit. Like I said, it's a little bit out over my pay rate, over my pay grade. So I don't know too much about why they do it or when they do it. But yes, there it is. There's that Bahamas Classic. There's that Bahamas Classic right there. Get your passport. Get your passport. You need a passport to get to Bahamas.
You do?
If you fly. Oh, you take a boat without a passport?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, man, get on a Carnival cruise and then just don't get back on the ship. Wait till the boat come back around. Wait till the boat come back around. But do what you do to get down there. So all you Morehouse fans, all you Kentucky State fans, hey, November 7th, I know you don't want to be in Kentucky on November 7th. I know you'd much rather be in the Bahamas than Kentucky on November 7th. So make sure you check that one out.
Might have to consider it. Listen, man, that's a lot
going on. We're going to have to do some.
My anniversary is November 8th.
Hey, that's a great anniversary present. That's a great anniversary present. You can't go wrong with that one.
Listen, I'm thinking. I'm adding, crossing.
Hey,
signs and things of that nature.
Let's make something happen. We talk to some people.
We
talk to some people. Well, check this out. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to take a quick one, and we'll be right back here on the SIAC Sit Down.
Man, it has been another great episode of the SIAC Sit Down. But look, we need you to follow even afterwards. On IG, SIAC SITDOWN, and on YouTube under the same name, and on Facebook, Sly.
On Facebook, they can find us on Facebook. We got a SIAC page on Facebook, and we also have a SIAC Talks group on Facebook. Make sure you check us out. You can find us everywhere you want to find us. Facebook, Instagram, we're even on Spotify.
Yeah, look at that. So look, make sure you like and subscribe to all our mediums, and make sure you're following the SIAC Sit Down.
All right, we are back. We are back live here at the Black College Sports Network studios. We are the SIAC Sit Down. Now, Jamie, we previewed all 13 teams, their schedules. Now, this is what all the people wanted. They wanted to know our preseason picks. They want to know our preseason picks. Who want to go first? You want me?
Listen, I'll go first.
You go first? Okay.
I'll go first. And listen, man, this is, I enjoy each coach, but this is just how I see it. And graphics is wonderful, man. Look at this first,
great graphics.
SIAC colors. It just pops. But
we got Roy Jones over there.
Y'all must have forgot.
Is Roy Jones the coach?
Listen, man. Listen, I wish I was that. But AI. Listen, AI. They do a few things. But look, 13th place. You kind of already know what's going on. Lane, unfortunately, I just don't know yet. Savannah State, up and coming, and quite honestly, that 5, 6 to 12 can be very interchangeable.
Very interchangeable.
Because you got a lot of teams with so many unknowns. Top 3 and bottom 3 kind of are pretty solid just because you know more of their players and what they'll be, and that's kind of how the conference has trended the last few years. You knew Albany State was loaded last year. You knew from the rip. Anybody that said any different was maybe had an agenda or was lying to themselves. But you see Clark Atlanta, Xavier Jackson right there at the QB position. They have some players, just not sure with that transition who they're going to be going forward. Morehouse, talked about them. 10th, but they could finish anywhere from 10th to maybe 4th. They could possibly jump up into that area where they're playing the extra game at the end. Central State, unknown. Fort Valley, young, unknown. Miles, growing up, has the potential, unknown. Allen lost some players, and we got to see what that looks like going forward. Albany State, same thing. Lost a lot. I know a lot of people like to go chalk when it goes to them. A lot of people like to pick in the polls them in a place. But I think you have to analyze the team realistically and then say what's going on. Seen some reports, hadn't, picked the signal caller yet. They still have players that they have to put in places. It's just a lot of unknowns there. Tuskegee, same thing. Can they stay healthy enough to jump in that top 4? Kentucky State can win the whole thing. So it's one of those things where you're looking at whether or not they can finish. Benedict, I think they were lower for me initially, but they've got some players we think will settle in for them. And then Elwood Waters, man, is my number 1. When you got the offensive and defensive player of the year preseason, and they are loaded, I think in Coach Jenkins in having the full summer to be able to implement his plan, really good preseason practices and really good spring. I think they are my clear-cut number one.
All right. Well, hey, I like yours. Let's give them mine.
Oh, give them to him.
Looking at
Whoa!
my predicted
Man,
SIAC
look at that graphic.
That graphic. Well, I tell you, the SIAC sit-down media team has been working hard, bro.
Yes.
They've been working hard.
Very much so.
All right. Bottom of the barrel, we got Lane. Surprising some people, I got Clark Atlanta at 12. Central State, because I have no idea what Central State has. And this is why I got Clark Atlanta so low, because it's a change in philosophy. It's a change in philosophy. Coach Sims wants to establish the run first. Coach Keaton threw the ball around.
Yeah.
So now you have to replace all of those passing offensive linemen. You know, you got to replace all of those passing offensive linemen and put them down to become run blockers. So you got to bring in some run blockers. Yeah, it's tough. You got to bring in running backs. To be honest, they ain't have the running backs that run the ball like that. You got a quarterback who sling the ball around the field.
Yeah.
God, he sling the ball. So, you know, maybe they're just gonna be down so much that he can throw the ball around. So, but Clark, I don't see it happening this year for Clark. Next year, I think Clark will be tough. This year, they're gonna get their butt whipped. Central State, I don't know. I don't know nothing about Central State. So who knows with Central State? Savannah State, same thing. Coach Howard, first year coach. First year. I know his defense is going to be good. That's the only thing we know about Savannah State. We know their defense is going to be good, but their offense might be terrible. Who knows? Albany State, they lost too much, and everybody has Albany State ranked so high, and I don't know why. You know, I do know why. Coach Bowser, that man, I don't know if he can coach. We're going to find out if he can coach. But God, dog, that dude work. I'm going to start calling him Coach Brown, because he might be Coach James Brown, because he's the hardest working man in the coaching industry right there, because he will send out newsletters and everything about the team, and you get all this information. You get a bunch of stuff going out there. He understands the press. He said he's a CEO coach, and he is doing everything you want a CEO to do. I don't know if he got enough players to sit up there and compete. I don't know if he has the squad to compete this year. Morehouse. I got Morehouse at 8. This is probably the highest I've ever had Morehouse ranked.
Most definitely.
And Morehouse could be higher. They could be higher. Their offensive, like I said, their skill players on offense are great. Only problem is you don't know what offensive line they're bringing. You don't know if he bringing them same group of 5 guys he met at the library on the way to the game, or they got some real guys playing offensive line. But Morehouse will be really good. And this is my 8 through 4 is interchangeable.
Yeah.
My 8 through 4 is interchangeable. Fort Valley, no more milk. They might need to get on the titty a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. But Fort Valley's going to be good because they're big. Fort Valley,
yes.
Their offensive and defensive line, they are big. Allen, hey, the P stand for what?
It stands for power.
The P stand for power. So I don't care who back there running back, they're going to run because they got an offensive line. 3 of their offensive linemen were first team all SIAC, and the tight end was first team all SIAC. So they going to run the ball at you. They can put me and Jamie back there, and we still might crack 100 because they going to run the ball. All right? So Allen at 6. Miles, watch out for Miles.
Okay.
Watch out for Miles.
I'm a believer.
Because all those young kids that played last year, and they didn't really get whipped out. They ain't really get beat very, very bad in a lot of those games. They were just young. So watch out for Miles. Next up, Tuskegee at 4.
Thought that was Tennessee. Looking at your graphic.
Yeah, I don't know who did that graphic. Yeah, we have to take that back to the
Allen Iverson.
Yeah, Allen
Yeah,
Iverson
Allen
did that
Iverson.
graphic.
Mhm.
But Tuskegee at 4. Here's my thing about Tuskegee at 4. If they didn't play those 2 back-to-back games, D1 games to start the year, I might have had Tuskegee at 2. I just think the fact, not back-to-back D1 games, but they didn't play that D1 game, and I'm worried about they're playing the D1 game, then they play Benedict right after that. You know, you don't have enough time for your kids to recuperate, to get back healthy, and you're going to play a Benedict team that's going to hit you in the mouth.
Yeah.
Benedict will hit you in the mouth. So you may end up losing 4-5 players in the span of 2 weeks, and they could be out for the season. So that's what kind of gets me a little bit hesitant about Tuskegee. It's that ambitious schedule, the ambitious schedule that they have. Edward Waters. Edward Waters is everybody's darling right now.
Yeah.
I don't really have a reason to vote against Edward Waters. I don't have a reason to tell you that Edward Waters isn't going to be good. I think they're going to be right there in the conversation at the end of the year. That October 3rd game against Benedict is going to be so huge.
Kentucky State.
I'm sorry, Kentucky State. Against Kentucky State, that game is going to be so huge, that Kentucky State game. Benedict Tigers. Benedict at number 2. They lost a lot, but they reloaded. Man, I saw that football team, and when they were reporting to camp, man, it was a bright sunny day, but you couldn't tell because they were blocking out the sun. So, but my number 1 team, Kentucky State. I told y'all last year Kentucky State was going to be a surprise team. I thought when I said surprise, I thought 7-4.
Yeah.
Kentucky State was 9-2. Kentucky State, they have so much talent on offense. I can forgive a little bit of the talent that they don't have on defense. But they got a coach on defense that knows what he's doing. They got a coach who won a national championship on defense. 2 of them. Kentucky State, look out for Kentucky State. Another run to the playoffs for Kentucky State.
I like it.
Only thing I don't like, I don't want Kentucky State to come in first in the SIAC going into the championship. Because I don't want to go to Frankfort, Kentucky at 10 o'clock in the morning to call the championship game. I don't want to do that, but we might end up doing that 10 o'clock in the morning championship game in Frankfort, Kentucky. I won't be there. I'll be at one of them 3rd or 4th place games. But I'll watch that one on TV. But yeah, Kentucky State, that's my number 1 so far. We're going to take a quick commercial break. This will be our last commercial break, and we're going to preview the Week 0 games when we get back. Stay with us here on the SIAC Sit Down here on HBCU Game Day. Hey, Jamie, man.
What's up?
Check this out. It's about that time, man. We're bringing them great content every time we turn around about the SIAC. Football, basketball, baseball, anything with a ball. We talking about it on the SIAC Sit Down. But, Jamie, in order to keep bringing this great content, we got to have some cash coming in.
Listen, cash flow equals content. And if you love what we bring to the table, then, hey, Sly's about to give you the information where you can send the money.
Make sure you go to our Cash App. That's $SIAC SITDOWN. That's SIAC Sit Down. Go ahead, hit us up in a Cash App so we can continue to bring you great SIAC coverage.
Indeed.
All right, we're back here on the SIAC Sit Down, our final segment. We're going to preview the Week 0 games. We're going to start off with Kentucky State. No, I'm sorry. I got it out of order. We'll start off with Allen versus Livingstone. Allen versus Livingstone, our first game. A little SIAC, CIAA crossover type game. Allen will go up to that blue field.
Yeah, man, the Flying Bluebells in Salisbury.
And this is the AME Church versus the AME Zion Church. The Zionites broke off.
Go ahead.
From
Give us
the
the history.
AME Church, the Reverend James Varick broke off first bishop of the AME Zion Church. I know a little bit. Grew up in the AME Zion Church, Jones Memorial AME Zion.
Oh.
But anyway, Livingstone versus Allen. This may be the quickest game ever.
It may be because both of them run the football.
Both of them run the game.
They don't necessarily have to throw the thing around, and they play each other tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
Livingstone won the game last year.
Yep.
And this was at Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And so now
At
Allen
Fairfield Central.
at Fairfield. Gotta make that known. And look, shout out to AD Cromartie. They are playing at Bolden. All their home games at Bolden Stadium. Should be a totally different atmosphere this year. More of the students are able to go to the game, so shout out to them. But 4-0 last year was Livingstone on the blue turf. They defend the home well. We'll see what happens.
All right, next up. Oh, wait, we didn't get a pick. You want to get a pick?
We can.
Okay, well, let's go back. Allen and Livingstone.
I'm going to go Allen.
I'm going Allen, too.
Okay.
We both going Allen. All right. Albany State versus FAMU. Only question is, will Quinn Gray call mercy on his old school?
Yeah, he going to call mercy, man. You know, he just won a national championship at his old place. You know, a lot of familiar players. Players still love him there at Albany State. But FAMU, they're going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they got their old quarterback starting for him over there. You know, all the things. You know, but these players are familiar with each other. So, and last year, you know, Quinn Gray at the helm had the opportunity to win that game at FAMU. Lost it at the end, but, you know, FAMU's going to win the game.
Yeah, the question is how much?
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah.
Does he call them off toward the end of the game? Does he call them off? Okay.
Yes.
He won't run it up.
No.
He won't run it up.
I don't believe so.
So I guess our predictions is FAMU.
Yeah.
All right. Skip on to the next one. Clark Atlanta will be going to Grambling State.
I'm going to give Graham the win. Graham's going to win the game.
They're going to win.
And I think it'll be a little more decisive this year. Again, you're talking about the beginning of the year, Clark Atlanta not knowing who they are yet.
Yep.
And fully transition. We talked about that when it came to Kentucky State a few years ago, except that transition was a little harder. Going from a flex bone team to a spread team.
Yes.
So now this year we're talking about Clark Atlanta coming in, going from a spread team to more of a power running game. Look, they're gonna throw the ball a little more than the flex bone squad. But again, you're talking about the fully transitioning team here with some good players, but just not there yet. And Grambling will have a decent team this year as well. So we'll see how that goes. I think Grambling will.
Yep, Grambling. Next up, Florida Memorial versus Edward Waters in the Unity Classic.
Well, how much unity you get because Florida Memorial coming to play.
They coming to play.
They're coming to play.
They coming up there to play.
It's always tough, man. This is not, you know, you think NAIA only in theory, only in division, but not necessarily with this squad. Florida Memorial always has players, man.
Always.
You know, and they're able to get players. And
they get creative in the way they get players.
They do.
They can get creative. So it ain't gonna be no walk in the park for them.
Not at all.
It ain't no walk in the park.
I'm gonna give the edge to Edward Waters.
I'm gonna give the edge to Edward Waters. I'm gonna give the edge because I do think Edward Waters will have a really good team this year. Mm-hmm. I think they'll have a really good squad. So I have to give the edge to Edward Waters, but it ain't gonna be easy.
No, not at all.
It ain't gonna be easy. So now we'll move on to the next one. Fort Valley versus Elizabeth City State University.
Sneaky good game, man.
Yeah.
Because Elizabeth City came off really a much improved season. I think they ended the year 5-5. After being down for several years. You don't think of Elizabeth City State as being one of the powers in the CIAA. But Coach Adrian Jones came in after being in Shaw for a long time. And was really able to right that ship over in Elizabeth City. And I think, you know, he knows the SIAC. A few years ago, you know, when they went down to that Shaw team and won that game with Christian Peters and company. So he is well versed on the SIAC. Now, Fort Valley, I think they'll be improved. They're gonna come in with size. Can they have a signal caller that can complete that squad? Is my only question when it comes to them. And are they able to graduate from being the pups to being formidable? I don't know yet. And again, Elizabeth City has tasted some success. Can they continue? This is that unknown. I don't know, man. I think you flip a coin with this one.
Well, I think in the off season, Coach Jones has been talking some cash money stuff.
He has. He listen.
He been talking.
A lot of CIAA coaches look at us crazy.
He been talking.
He
so
has.
Yeah, I don't know if he wrote a check. It's behind can't cash, but we gonna find out.
We will.
But I do think Fort Valley. The question mark with Fort Valley is that quarterback.
Yes.
Who's gonna be the signal caller? Who's gonna get is it TJ or JT Pendleton? I think it's JT Pendleton. JT Pendleton. Who's gonna get him the ball? Great playmaker. Great returner. Great playmaker. All of that. But who's gonna get him the ball? I do think Fort Valley's defense is still gonna be good. Their offensive line is big. I don't know who's running the ball for him, but he got a lot of meat to run behind.
Yeah.
So I just think with what Fort Valley has, I think they're a little bit stronger than Elizabeth City. So, a 5-5 CIAA team is, a 2-8 SIAC team. Yeah, that's basically about equal. It's about equal. So
I'm gonna go with Fort Valley too.
I'm gonna go with Fort Valley.
Okay.
All right. Next one, game of the week right here. Game of the week. Johnson C. Smith University taking on the Benedict College Titans.
This is going to be so interesting. Johnson C. Smith just named the starting quarterback. Got transferred in from, I think, New Hampshire College.
The guy he played at UCLA too.
Yeah.
He was on UCLA team. I don't know if he played.
Squad. Not much experience, but I think when you're talking about Maurice Flowers working with quarterbacks, he had to see something in him to go ahead and declare him the starter. But forget that for a second. They might have the most formidable backfield in the nation. Now, I know they've had some injuries, and you don't necessarily have the starter name. Fabian Duncan is probably going to be it. You had Bobby T. Smith that was there. I think he's the only one in question. No. I think it's the other back that is in question. But they're balanced. You got Vincent Hill as well.
Vincent Hill, my guy. Creekside High School.
Man, listen.
That's my guy. I like Vincent Hill. Boy, I tell you, I like a linebacker.
I was like, a thumper. That goes sideline.
Sideline to sideline. Been like that since high school. Shout out to Coach McCray and Coach Dixon down there.
Mm-hmm.
I should say Coach Dixon first, then Coach McCray. But hey, I love both of y'all.
Yes.
Down there at Creekside High School. But that Vincent Hill.
Yeah.
Vincent played at Tuskegee first.
Mm-hmm. He did.
So he decided to step down and go to a weaker conference and dominate a weaker conference. I get it.
But Benedict.
You
said they replaced everybody.
They replaced a lot. And Vincent Hill going to be chasing around the speedster. They got the Smith kid.
They do.
100-meter champion in the conference. He gonna be chasing them around, man. That's a fast kid.
And although John C. Smith has named their starter, Benedict has, if we think who it is, they have one too that transferred in that is also very middle with time. He played at the place that he came from.
Yes.
So, man, this is gonna be interesting.
Gonna be
Independent. We're not gonna let out no cats in the bag when it comes to defense, but they may have some players returning.
Yeah, we're gonna keep quiet.
We're gonna keep quiet on that.
We keep quiet. We can't tell. These coaches tell us things.
They do it. We will always be conscious, and you can always tell us because we're not gonna tell anybody.
We ain't gonna tell nobody.
That's just one of our things.
At least not on air.
I'm still going to pick Johnson C. Smith.
You gonna pick Johnson Smith?
I'm going to pick Johnson C. Smith to win this.
I don't know why you asked me. You know who I got. I pick Benedict.
Okay.
I think Benedict gonna take this one.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Kentucky State versus Central State. Kentucky State versus Central State. Once again, reoccurring theme on this show. I know nothing about Central State. Nothing. I know nothing about Central State. So therefore, I'm picking Kentucky State.
I was gonna pick Kentucky State anyway. Darius Cyprian, you know what I'm saying? Jaden Hale, you know, and Coach Huggins has that ship rolling, man. So I think they'll be fine. Yeah, Kentucky State.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kentucky State. All right, the next one is Lane versus Bethel. Bethel's an NAIA school. I think they may have had a winning season last year. Not too familiar with Bethel. Lane should win this game. It ain't gonna be easy for them. I think, as a matter of fact, Bethel got a brother as the coach. I don't know his name. But I think it's his second year coaching also. But I think Lane will start off the year right. Jay Harvey, you get you a win to start the year off.
Mm-hmm. And then 9 straight.
Welcome. In honor of the 2 live stews.
Oh man.
Back to life. Back to reality. Shout out to Doug and Ryan Stewart. The Back to Reality Award. But Back to Life Award. But yeah, I think Lane will take this one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Miles College versus Alcorn. Alcorn. And don't say Alcorn.
No.
Say Alcorn.
They will tell you. Always Alcorn.
Always
Alcorn.
There you
That's
go.
how it told me to remember.
Interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Miles, like I said, they were a young team last year. You give Coach Gooden and his staff a whole summer to prepare for Alcorn. It's gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be nothing easy. I'm not quite sure what Alcorn has. How they'll look in the SWAC. Hopefully they're not overlooking this Miles team.
I don't think they should overlook them. I think
not.
Alcorn has a lot of players coming back. Coach Cedric Thomas, you know, I think this is 3rd year for him now. You know, the quarterback transfer from Howard is right there. And I think they showed some good last year, especially towards the end of the year. So I think they'll be fine. They have to, you know, replace a running back, replace a few pieces on defense. So I think they'll be fine. And again, when you talk about the scholarship differences, you know, the war of attrition always comes into play. But no, they better not sleep on Miles, because I think this is when that second year of a new coach, the same thing happened when Coach Shea was there. They took their lumps the first year, second year came to play. I think this is the same case for Miles. I think Alcorn will win the game, but I think they better not sleep on Miles at all, or it could be scary for them.
There you go. I agree with you. I agree 100%. I think Alcorn will win the game, but it's not going to be easy.
Right.
Not going to be easy. Because, you know, Miles went up to Morgan State last year.
Yes.
And, I almost pulled it off at Morgan State.
They should have won that game.
So,
Alabama State.
and they beat Alabama State a couple of years ago. So, Miles, there ain't no easy out.
No, some in the
Ain't
water
no easy out.
in Fairfield. It is one.
So, but I do think Alcorn will probably come away with this one. Next up, we have the Natural State Kickoff Classic. Morehouse traveling to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arkansas Pine Bluff, I believe, has the best logo in football.
I love their logo too.
I love how they write UAPB.
Because it took me years to like,
yo! Yeah. Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But I love that. But Morehouse will be going to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Now, why would anybody go to Pine Bluff, Arkansas? Why would anybody go to Arkansas unless you got a deal at Walmart or something? You can go there. But anyway, they're going to Arkansas. We're going to find out a lot about this Morehouse team.
Yeah.
And I think they're playing a pretty good opponent for Morehouse. You know, they're not – Arkansas Pine Bluff isn't, you know, cream of the crop of the SWAC. You know, so they'll be competitive in this game. Morehouse will be competitive. We'll find out what type of team they have. You know, we know they're not going to roll over. I don't think Morehouse is a team that'll roll over. I don't know if they have the guns to beat Arkansas. But let's just put it like this. I'm not going to be shocked if they do. It's not like I'm going to go, oh, upset. No, not really. I think Pine Bluff will win. But, you know, Morehouse will give them a game.
Yeah, man. Pine Bluff has always, especially under this current regime, has always had players, but also have lost players. Lost a lot of good players. When you talk about Hagens, he's over at Grambling now, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, he may be at Alabama A&M. You're talking about playmakers that have been on that Pine Bluff squad but have lost. And so I really don't know who's left. Christian Peters was the quarterback last year. I think this year it's a lot of unknowns with that Pine Bluff squad. And I think when you're talking about Morehouse and that new renewed energy that Coach Sherrod has brought in, I think it's a matter of whether or not they have enough to win that game. It's in Arkansas. So we'll see. They have played Division I opponents very tough. Talking about Howard. I think you're talking about the same caliber of team, maybe even a step down from Howard. I'm talking about Pine Bluff in comparison to Howard.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So if they can get up, talking about Morehouse can get up for this game, they can eke out a victory. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm like you. But I think Pine Bluff wins the game.
Yep. That's what I think. All right. Savannah State versus South Carolina State. I tell you what, boy, to be a brand new head coach, boy, this
you just gonna play the defending national champion.
Man. Yeah. This ain't one you want.
It's not.
This ain't what you want. I'm gonna have to pull out my old behind the woodshed graphic on this one right here. Yeah, I think South Carolina State takes Savannah State behind the woodshed.
They do.
I think they take them behind the woodshed.
Yeah, it's not close. I don't think it's close at all. Mm-hmm. I think Coach Berry has some sympathy for his alma mater. It may look a little closer than it probably is, but South Carolina State should win decisive.
They should win pretty easily. All right, next up, Red Tails Classic, Tuskegee versus West Alabama.
It's gonna be an interesting game, man.
It should be,
because West Alabama last year nearly lost to, who was it? Was it Clark or was it Clark Atlanta? Or was it
Fort Valley?
Fort Valley, and which tells you a lot about that squad as well. But that was a first year coach, and so I think West Alabama will be improved because I think you have that coaching staff, in their second year, going into this contest. But Tuskegee is the more experienced squad. Mm-hmm. So what should be a victory, I think, for Tuskegee, even though I think this would be a tough game, turns this into a sneaky good game. I think people may read West Alabama and just think that it's just this tough opponent. But, when you're talking about these conferences kind of combining, it's a little tougher than people think. So I think Tuskegee wins this game. I think Tuskegee going into it should have the requisite parts. It'll be a tough contest. I think it'll go 4 quarters. But I think Tuskegee should win this game.
Yeah, and I did doing my research in the offseason, just all of D2. I was looking at West Alabama. At West Alabama, they actually have a very good recruiting class. Mm-hmm. They brought back a lot of good players, a lot of starters on that team. West Alabama is going to be a good football team this year. They're going to be a really good football team. But I think Tuskegee is going to be a really good football team. I think this will be a very good game, especially Sunday night too. Mm-hmm. It's a Sunday night game, so you don't got to go to work. No, you do have to go to work next day.
Yeah, you
do got to go to work Monday.
Which is why I was thinking about riding out there, checking out.
I was thinking about it because I got to come back from Columbia.
Yeah,
that's Saturday. That's a lot of time on the road.
That's right.
But hey, it's still going to be a good game. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a good game. But I do think Tuskegee has the guns. Yeah, Tuskegee has the guns. I have that question at quarterback because they played so many once Raquan Beal got hurt last year. They played a lot of quarterbacks. So a lot of those young freshmen got a lot of time. They had the freshman from Miami, the freshman from Tuskegee, I think from Alabama, the Tuskegee area who played. So I'm not sure which one of them is going to start. Right. But Tuskegee, I think Tuskegee should pull this one off.
I agree.
Well, Jamie.
Yes.
Woo!
Man.
It's been a long one, man. We usually don't go this long.
We don't. But we had a lot to say. It's been a while.
It's been a while, man. We had to get a lot off our chest.
We did.
A lot off our chest, man. Getting ready for another exciting season of SIAC football. We appreciate everybody checking us out. We appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you hit our Cash App also. Make sure you hit our Cash App. Jamie, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
I'm so looking forward to the season, man. It should be a very interesting year in the SIAC. A lot of happenings. There's no clear-cut winner as we figured last year, so it should be a great season, man. Just versatile and just everybody has an opportunity. This is where all the hopes start off, and after the first week, they'll dash.
Dash. Hey, everybody's in first place right
yes,
now.
they are.
Even Lane. Even Morehouse. You know I had to say it.
I
couldn't get out of here without saying
course.
it. Well, he's Jamie Walker.
I am he.
I'm Sly Williams.
That is him.
This is the SIAC Sit Down. We'll see you next week here on HBCU Game Day on D2 Wednesdays.